How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some sleeper cars on Craigslist. No, we're not talking about motorhomes or RVs. We're talking about sleeper cars. They're kind of like tuner cars is, basic looking, maybe ugly or cousin. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sleeper cars are cars that aren't very eye-catching. They're not very attractive on the exterior. They could be stock looking or they could be rusty pieces of shits. But underneath the hood, they are rock solid rocket ships. They have high horsepower numbers usually, but you know, it can consist of an engine swap, a big ol' turbo, twin turbo, supercharger, something like that. You know, sleeper Hondas exist, sleeper, pretty much everything exists. Just a very unexpected car. Let's just dive right in with the first car. 1991 Mazda RX7 LS swapped drift car. This isn't the first LS swapped RX7 we have seen before. LS swaps happen in damn near everything from Mustangs to Miatas. I mean, just all over the spectrum, LS engines end up everywhere. And, I mean, it's for good reason. LS engines are pretty reliable, they're pretty cheap, and they're pretty simple to work on. Now, this beautiful FC RX7 on the exterior is very, just, you know, simple. It's nothing crazy. It's not tunered out or anything like that. He's got white wheels. He's got an aluminum polished hood. He has blue paint, which looks pretty nice. It doesn't look like it's fucked up too bad. Going on to the interior, this is where you start to see it's more of a drift build, as he says in the title. But we have no door sills. It is just whatever this is, polymer, plastic, aluminum, whatever the hell this is. I've been debating about doing this to my Mustang. Not because hashtag race car, but because if you have a 05 to 09 Mustang, you know that the door sills eventually start peeling and they look really nasty. So I've been debating about doing this. Let me know down in the comments if I should make a video out of it. But he's got a Sparco racing seat with harnesses that are hooked up properly, so he's not going to submarine underneath his chair, which would suck and fuck up his spine. Under the hood, we do see the beautiful LS motor. Now, you know, I'm a Ford guy typically. I kind of root for Ford more or less because I have a Mustang, but I can give props to Chevy. You know, LS motors are pretty legit. If I ever blew up my motor, or, well, I wouldn't say if I ever, but if I ever had a car that had a blown motor, I'd probably LS swap it because they're super easy to do to an extent if you know what you're doing. They are pretty easy. You can find shops that will do it for relatively cheap, considering it is an engine swap. Looking at the rear, it's a very unsuspecting. You do see the tow hook, which, you know, at drift tracks, because this is an official drift build, this isn't sarcasm, but at drift tracks, they do usually say you have to have a tow hook at the front or the rear, sometimes both. If you do go off the track, they do need to tow you out. So it is a functional one. I'll give him a pass on that one. But looking at the rear, it's nothing crazy. He doesn't have a giant double-decker wing on it. He's not going for the full-on drift build look. He doesn't have a chassis-mounted wing or anything like that. So again, very clean, very simple. We do see that his wheels are sticking out a little bit up front. That is his angle kit, most likely. His wheels personally aren't my favorite. They do look very muscle car inspired, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of painting your wheels white, although they do match the car very well with the aluminum polished hood and the blue paint. They do look really nice. But overall, on the exterior of this car, it isn't anything super crazy. It is very basic. It is very unassuming. You wouldn't guess that it was LS swapped unless you probably, you know, had the window down and noticed that it wasn't a rotary engine, but you wouldn't really notice just by seeing the rear tail lights. But if you tried to go up next to it and, you know, either honk it down and try to race it in your little Miata or in your little BRZ, you'd probably lose because that bitch is light. That bitch has power. Looking at the description right here, he said he's looking to sell his 91 Mazda. Runs cool at 180 to 109 degrees. Full fuel system, 16-gallon fuel cell, Walbro 255 pump, blah, blah, blah. Suspension is full, powered by max PBM coils, PBM angle kit, PBM solid subframe bushings, PBM camber arms, blah, blah, blah. Whole bunch of suspension parts to make sure that this bitch does drift very smoothly. Body was painted Daytona blue, which does look very nice in my opinion. 17x9 wheels, Sparco bucket seat and harness. When it was built, it got new brakes all around, rotors, pads, calipers, master cylinders, new starter, slave cylinder, and clutch master water pump thermostat. Wow, I'm just listing off a bunch of shit. So got a bunch of whole new. It looks like he did not cut corners. When he was redoing this car, he did not cut corners. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first sleeper of the episode. A very simple looking car, but it probably fucking moves like a beast. Next up, 2015 Scion FRS Turbo. So look at the exterior of this car. If this thing was in Rice or Nice, I'd probably say stock. Wow, look at, he has aftermarket wheels. You can't even see the intercooler. This guy is just like, look at, I'm just doing what I gotta do. If you pull up next to me, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like this is just like the super unassuming car ever. I mean, an FRS, you would expect a ducktail rocket bunny kit, some crazy shit. It's unexpected. Look at it. It's just basic. He has plastic dip badges, it looks like, or they're just black badges. He has black wheels, which look really clean. He's lowered a little bit, but I mean, he's not trying to break everyone's necks. He's just going to do what he's got to do. The fitment does look really nice for these FRSs. Usually the wheels are tucked in a lot. He could probably get out a little bit more, but it looks pretty nice. I would like a little bit more tire on these wheels, but that's just me. The front end, again, it's basic. It's basic looking. He's got a little front splitter on it. It's nothing crazy. He doesn't have little support rods on it. It's simple. And again, it's clean. It's nice. Under the hood though, you do see the turbo on that Boxer engine. Look at that beast right there. Straight up front, right in your face. You pop that hood, you know exactly what's going on here. I'm curious. I mean, I hope he says it in the description down below, but I'm curious how much power this thing puts out. I mean, it's a small car. It's not a super light car, but it is a small car considering, you know, what is now being sold out there these days. Stick shift, interior is very clean. He doesn't have stickers everywhere. Again, he's gonna do what he's got to do. You know, you pull up next to him in your little Mustang or a little Camaro, thinking that, oh, it's just a little FRS, I could gap this guy. He's gonna show you that, you know, you're gonna have a run for your money. I do like the wheels, very simple, nothing too crazy. But overall, the exterior of this car is very clean, very simple. I like the color scheme, black and white. Looks like a stormtrooper to me. I like it. Let's look at what he has to say in the description. So it's 2015 Scion FRS, 6-speed manual with 48,000 miles, so that's pretty low. Runs and drives excellent. Interior is very good. Yes, I would have to agree with that. Car has a speed by design 500X turbo kit, which makes 325 wheel horsepower. So 325 wheel horsepower, he's probably doing around 375, maybe 400 crank. So that's pretty good. I mean, in this little car, it probably would be a stock 5.0. I mean, maybe not a new stock 5.0 automatic transmission, but maybe a 2014 stock 5.0. It might have a good chance against that, which is pretty good. I mean, if you think about it, this car went from having 205 horsepower to having 325 wheel. That is really good. Speed by design, 500X turbo. We already saw that. 3-inch Perrin catback exhaust. Probably mispronounced that. TS 10 wheels. Eibach lowering springs. ACT or ACT clutch, however you want to pronounce it. Mods recently installed with only 3K miles on that. No joyrides. Yeah. Does not want to blow up that trans. Stock trans, you're putting out almost double the horsepower. You're probably putting out double the crank horsepower. So yeah, no free rides. It does say salvage title though, but honestly, 14K for 48,000 miles, 325 wheel horsepower. That is not bad at all. Let's move on. Next car, 2003 Mustang 5.1 stroker, $13,500. 5.1 stroker in this unassuming car. It does have the Terminator front bumper. It does have the racing stripe going down the side, but it's not on a drag setup. It does have some fat tires, but it looks like it has FR500 wheels. This racing stripe is something that you would not see, you know, on a normal Mustang. It is pretty different. 5.1, it says in the back. It might say supercharged under that too, because you'll see on a second it is a supercharged car. Wheels and tire setup look pretty nice. Fitment is nice. These new age Mustangs, man, they, like, for their years, they looked really good. I'm sorry, we'll go to the interior in a second, but for their years, I mean, their body lines, like, they looked really good. Like, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of these. These are one of my favorite Mustangs. I like the S197s more, not mine per se, but the 2013s, 2014s, that is my favorite generation, period. But the new edges are right up there with it. I mean, these things look really nice. The Terminator bumpers are beautiful. Looking at the interior, we have leather interior, which is always nice. Everyone loves leather. Red leather interior with black. Oh, look, he has red seats, but he didn't go and fucking spray paint everything else red. Hey, Ricers, take notes. You don't need to spray paint everything red, okay? His seats are red, but he's not going to go and match it with everything, okay? Come on. You guys really just get out a notepad, take some notes right here. Interior looks very clean. I don't know what this says right here. I can't read it. My bad. I'm not very good at reading cursive. He does have a Pro Charger on it. Pro Chargers are very nice and make a lot of horsepower, not so much torque though, which is nice though if you don't want to break shit, but you can do a lot with a Pro Charger. Very good shit right there. Hey, also, hey, Ricers, for you guys, you know, that, you know, want to go throw pool noodles everywhere. Look at this. He doesn't have pool noodles. Wow, look at that. He doesn't have pool noodles on every fucking cable. It just looks simple. It's just black. You see the Pro Charger. You see the engine. You see the fucking valve covers. You see the fuel lines. You see the fuel rails. It's a nice looking engine bay. He doesn't have a bunch of unnecessary shit. He actually removed shit. Look at that. This is probably the cleanest new edge I have seen under the hood. I mean, it's really nice under here. Honestly, it looks like it'd be a bitch to work on in some areas, but paint looks beautiful. This color scheme is really nice in my opinion. The black, red, and white. I think it's pretty dope. You don't see it a lot, and it looks like it was professionally done. It's not rattle canned on there, so that's nice. Overall, though, on the exterior, a common trend is that it's not super eye-catching. The exterior is nice. You know, you'd probably take a second glance at it and be like, wow, that is a really clean-looking new edge Mustang, but you wouldn't think that it has a Pro Charger under the hood. Now let's look at the description really quick. Selling my 2003 Mustang. It has a 5.1 stroker motor. Car has 64,000 miles on the body and 3K on the motor and tranny. Stage 2 Pro Charger supercharger. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Pro charger isn't a new type of charging your engine. Pro charger is just a brand of supercharger. So don't say my car is pro charged. You'd say my car is supercharged. It's got upgraded front mount intercooler, upgraded oil catch can, fully built BBK performance top end with whole bottom end was built, blah blah blah. Yes, forged internals, 373 rear, also have 5-point adjustable suspension all around. That's nice. 80-pound injectors, runs right under 20 pounds of boost, which is really nice. Has stage 2 cams, so probably sounds like a goddamn rocket ship. Fully built trans, stage 2 clutch, has a Bassani header, back exhaust. That is a typo. Bassani, that's the exhaust I used to have. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of how their exhaust sounds. You can buy different types of their exhaust. They have different muffler designs. The one that I had absolutely sounded like shit, my personal opinion, but that's just me. Sounds amazing. Battery relocation in the trunk. Car is fully hooked up for nitrous. It's just the bottle is not in it. So there you go. If you want to run a fucking 150 shot, go ahead. Has Cobra front end with Shelby rims. Mickey Thompson's SRS drag radials on the back. Smoked headlights. Again, absolutely one of the cleanest new edges I have seen. I mean, look at that paint. It's just, where is this? Where is this? Where do I have to go to buy this car? Where do I have to go? Where the fuck? Okay, all right. We're taking a road trip. We're going to New York. Going all the way to New York or Connecticut, whatever state this is in. I don't know what this is technically in. I believe it's New York because it's got to be New York. But all right, road trip to New York. We're gonna go buy this car right here. It's got clean Carfax, blah blah blah. Let's move on to the last car. This car is not really a sleeper, as you can say, but someone sent this to me, and I've been watching the show Pinks. I don't know if you guys have watched that show. If you haven't, check it out. It's an old school racing show. I want to say old school, but it's not really that old school. It's like an early 2000s racing show. It is a really cool show, and this is probably one of the more extreme cars you would see on that shit. Look at that fucking Z28. Jesus Christ, look at that supercharger. No joke right there, okay? No joke. This is a full-on drag car, full-on roll cage. We're going to take a look at this in a second, but look at that fucking engine bay. That is a monster right there. Look how fat that belt is. That belt is wider than some kids' cars' tires these days. I mean, look at that shit. That shit is like a palm length wide. Side shot of this car, the weld wheels or race star wheels. Look at those rear tires. We're going to see a good shot of those in a second, but damn, full on drag tires. You can see a little sneak peek of the interior. We got harnesses. We got a fat old tank of nitrous in the trunk. Looking under, God, those look like 20-inch wide tires. Look at that. If you guys were like, oh, dude, 315s or 305s or get lost, you know, this guy's like fucking 315s. I got 2 of those per wheel. Look how fat that shit is. Holy crap. That shit's like a tractor wheel. It's got the battery charging points in the rear, full on race car again. This guy knows what his shit. This guy knows his shit. This guy for sure knows a whole lot more than me. I mean, this guy for sure, you know, I can't really insult this car. There's nothing I could say bad about this car. It's a full on drag car. I mean, it's fucking amazing. It looks like a sequential gearbox maybe. He'll probably say it might have a trans brake on it. Again, I'm not sure. I mean, this is way out of my league here. This isn't all shit that I know. I mean, come on. I mean, it's funny too because racers see gauges on the hood of this car and they're like, oh, if I put gauges on my hood, I'll look like a race car too. No, because you don't have this bitch sticking out of your hood. I mean, look at that belt. It looks like a sanding belt. Like, holy crap. That thing is fat. Look at that. Oh my God. Okay, I can't wait to get the description to just be fucking mind blown about what this car has. A lot of shit that I guarantee I don't know. But I mean, it's one bad fucking car, that's for sure. One badass car. Probably a 6-inch cowl hood on that bitch. Jesus, man, this thing probably pops wheelies for days. All right, let's look at the description. Recent build, pump gas, street legal. What? In what state? What state is this? Okay, this is North Carolina. It might be fucking street legal there. But no tire kickers, dreamers, traders, joyriders, wannabe, strokers, scammers, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is serious. Buyers only. $35,000 for this. I mean, honestly, that's probably not that bad. He probably has more than double that in this car alone. And probably just, I mean, roll cages, you can get a roll cage like this, you know, a custom built roll cage. I mean, it shit can cost like $7 grand. I mean, it's you know, $35,000. That's really not that bad for something like this. It's that all around clean, not bad. This is not original matching numbers show car, obviously. It's not a trailer queen. It's not a Sunday driver, not a daily driver. This car is designed to be built and driven and enjoyed with no regard for comfort or the level of violence inflicted on the driver. Fuck yeah, that's what I want to hear right there. Full on drag car. Not recommended for beginners. I really hope that is a that's pretty obvious right there. This car was designed and built 100% correct using only premium American-made high-performance components of the highest level of integrity and craftsmanship. Jesus, this guy can like sell anything. This guy could probably sell sand to like a Middle Eastern guy. I've built many cars in my lifetime. Okay, this guy's now just talking about himself. Sale price is $35,000 cash. No further discounting. Consider please don't ask. 505 cubic inch Chevy big block Canfield aluminum cylinder heads, CNC ported, solid rifter roller cam, roller rockers with stud griddles. I can't pronounce that. Girdles. I for some reason I cannot pronounce this word. I apologize. Forward 9-inch axle, 33 spline. Good shit right there. Not gonna snap. 4-link connectors. FTITH 400 transmission with trans brake. I got something right. 10-point roll cage. B&M 250 blower. Let's just see how much that alone goes for. Let's just see. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot more, but $3,000 for a blower, that's really not that bad. Then again, that's eBay. Honestly, I mean, just what a way to end this episode. This isn't really a sleeper. This is just a full-on drag car. I just wanted to show you guys. If you haven't seen the show Pinks, go check it out. It's a pretty cool show. I mean, again, it reeks of early 2000s, trust me. But, I mean, it's pretty entertaining. Pretty much dudes race their cars for pink slips on a drag strip, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video right here. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to build a tuner build, comment down below what car you want to use to build that car. If you're not a member of the Peacock Flock, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can flock to the episodes with everyone else. Until next video, peace. Go check out some merchandise, please. See ya.